The Nintendo Switch has been cruising along, but I think it's safe to say we'd all like a few more games. And with the recent incredible success of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, we've been thinking what other Wii U titles would fit just fine on the Switch. And so today we bring you our top 5 Wii U ports we want on Nintendo Switch. What's up, everybody? It's Zach from Switchforce. I've got Jake and Gabe here. We've been perusing through the library of yesteryear to find games that would be fun and that would fit excellently on the Switch, and I think we found 5 of them. So without further ado, at number 5, Super Mario Maker. This would be a fantastic port for the Switch. In fact, it's been rumored before, and while that's kind of gone silent since the initial tease, there would be no better way to incorporate Nintendo nostalgia into Nintendo future than by bringing Mario Maker to the Switch.
I think that this would be a great fit, and we talked about it before a little bit, but I have never played Mario Maker except at E3 to test it out, so I'd be all for it, and I think it would fit nicely because of the portability of the Switch, so you could make a level and then go in person to a friend or family member and say, hey, try this level right now and like test it out.
Or go in person and make them do the level, actually build the block level.
That too, I guess, if you want to torture your friends, but no, but like having that challenge of like, here, sit down and try it, and like watching their reaction and watching them try, as opposed to just putting it out online and then like, you know, just random people testing it. And I think it's something that is already a solid game in itself, and so maybe doing the same thing with like a Mario Kart, where they make it a deluxe version and keep it the same, but just add like a few more little tidbits into it, I think would be a very well received port.
I mean, I hope that they call, like, you know, their future, like, ports, if they make any, all deluxe, because I kind of like that. But I struggle to, like, think, what do they add?
I think it would just be more items, more characters, more variants. We're
Imagine
not going to
get Waluigi running through the level.
They could do it more like Nintendo Party style. That would be pretty fun. I don't think, oh, now you can make Mario Sunshine levels, or oh, now you can make 64 or Galaxy levels. So I think sticking with the 2D side-scrolling format is the way to go. And look, for most of these, we're looking at ways that Nintendo can quickly bring something over. So it would be smaller additions, a la the battle mode in Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
So that is Mario Maker. I think that, you know, there would be a few little issues with controls and how they would bridge that gap, considering before you had the pad and the screen, but I'm sure they can make it work. And then obviously in the 3DS version, you had 2 screens as well. But if they can overcome that little hurdle, this would be fantastic. And we tried to really... Ooh. We tried to look at ways that Nintendo could bring some more interactive titles to the Switch, because they seem to be all about multiplayer and interactivity, especially early on with ARMS and Splatoon 2 and Mario Kart. So that was one of our focuses, although for this next game, things get a whole lot more solo. At number 4, The Wonderful 101. While I have never finished The Wonderful 101, everyone swears by this game. It is a Platinum Games joint, directed by Kamiya, published by Nintendo. It has a whole lot of flair and charm, and I feel like the little tiny action figure-esque characters would look phenomenal in portable mode on Switch.
I have seen a lot about it, and I think, again, it's a game that isn't like a giant mega hit like Mario Odyssey or Breath of the Wild or something like that, but another game that would be much more enticing to play given the portability of the Switch and being able to play it everywhere and still have it look and play great.
Yeah,
well, and I think it's a fun fit because a lot of people did skip this over, and it has really a kind of a cult following, and I think that Mario Maker and Mario Kart, big sellers that then you bring over for an even bigger audience. Wonderful 101 kind of takes the opposite approach. Let's uncover something that may have gone unnoticed and give it the audience it deserves.
And you gotta imagine that porting these things over, while not exactly like super easy, doesn't cost as much as like a brand new game, right? And we do need the Switch library to be bolstered a little bit. Some games, maybe instead of getting 1 game per month, we could get 2, and we can have like things like this that are not like huge, but ports of stuff that people already like, but due to the low reception that the Wii U had, they're able to play them this time because people are clamoring for things to play on Switch. So I think Wonderful 101 is a great choice for it. I myself do not have a ton of experience with it. I am one of the people that skipped over it. So if anything, this is a good opportunity for at least 2/3 of us in Switchforce to play the game and see what it's all about.
Well, and it has the color and the charm that seems like it would just fit with what Switch is doing. ARMS, Splatoon, all of those have this insane style and this insane energy behind them. And I feel like Wonderful 101, while not directly a Nintendo game, borrows a lot of that exact same vibe. So I would be just ecstatic to have a chance to go back and finish Wonderful 101 on Switch. At number 3, Bayonetta 2. The wonderful Hair Vixen has returned recently on PC with a Bayonetta 1 port, but we want a Bayonetta 2 port for Switch. They don't have a whole lot of mature-rated titles, but this one is... It was initially funded and helped produce by Nintendo, so if they're going to go mature anyway, it seems like this would be a safe bet. The game is fantastic. I've played a lot of character action stuff since Bayonetta 1 and 2, and it just does not feel as good. Witch Time is one for the record books, and I think all of that action and all of that color and all that pizzazz would fit wonderfully on the handheld.
Bayonetta is the reason why I don't miss like Ninja Gaiden games as much, even though like they're not super similar. The combat is kind of there. Yes, Ninja Gaiden or Gaiden, however you want to pronounce it, much more difficult. But Bayonetta fills that gap for me. It's super fast, kind of like Devil May Cry-ish as well. Like the style off the charts, it's fantastic. Like the story's all over the place, and like I don't really paid that too much attention, but just the satisfaction you get from the gameplay, it's like second to none in the genre. Like you said, Witch Time and all the crazy hair action that happens, like the giant beasts made out of hair. It's just totally wacky, and I love it. I love the Bayonetta series. There was recently an amiibo, so we know that Nintendo still has some stock in Bayonetta. So I would love for them to keep this going, either with a port, a sequel. I mean, I don't know that we get either, but it's something that I would really, really enjoy.
Well, yeah, and it feels like a port could be a way to try and increase the investment that they previously made on Bayonetta, and I don't think we get a third. But remember, Nintendo liked it enough to do...
they have said that a third is a possibility. That has been a thing that people at Platinum Games have said.
Well, let's fund it then with this port. Give us the port. Platinum Games and Wii U was a fantastic fit. The last two on this list have been from Platinum. They're working on something for Switch, but let's get them going on a port of Bayonetta 2. I think it would add a lot to the library. We're getting Fire Emblem Warriors later this year, but Bayonetta 2 is a lot more... intense, I'd say, when it comes to that sort of character action. So grab us some hair, throw it on Switch, and let's see it happen.
P.S. A Vanquish remake would also be great. I know that has nothing to do with Nintendo, but...
We'll just put the Platinum library of at least the solid ones on Switch.
Yeah.
Platinum Collection, Bayonetta 1, 2, and Vanquish.
Ooh,
now we're getting somewhere. At number 2, Donkey Kong Country Double Pack. Tropical Freeze was the title of choice on Wii U, but we'd love to see them bring in returns as well and give us 2 Kong adventures on the Switch. Inevitably, there will be a new DK game in the future, but let's really prep those barrels and get everyone ready for the return of the Epic Apes with a double pack featuring their 2 most recent adventures.
Let's send this over to our Donkey Kong resident expert, Jake. Jake, what do you think about this?
I don't know. I think they were really fun games, and I think we beat both of them co-op, Zach.
Yes, we did.
Or at least, yeah. So they were definitely fun. I don't know if I would replay them myself, but I think, again, whereas like I never played Bayonetta, so I'd be super into that. I think that for people who didn't play Donkey Kong, whether because it wasn't their interest or they thought it was too easy, or they took my approach and kind of just skipped over the Wii U in general, I think they're really fun games that would fit well on the Switch, and again be a nice lead up if they are planning on making another Donkey Kong Country game for the Switch, to have something to say like, hey, like try this out and see if you like it, and then when the third comes out in the series, there's already hype created for those people that didn't get into it on the Wii U.
I mean, and we've seen levels of success with things like this. You mentioned that you kind of just skipped over the Wii U entirely. Like, I think that is the reason why Mario Kart 8 Deluxe sold as well as it did. So many people just completely didn't mess with that stuff at all. But now that the Switch is here and the Switch is beloved and the Switch is a much bigger success, people are more willing to come play these games. And like, it's a fortuitous situation that Nintendo finds himself in, because yes, your previous console didn't do as well and not that many people played this game, but now this console people really, really want, and it hypothetically doesn't cost that much for you to bring them over, so they're basically double dipping, and at least with Mario Kart. And if they could do that with stuff like this, I think that's another win. I would totally play Tropical Freeze because I didn't get to play Tropical Freeze. I did play Returns, so I don't think that we get like a pack like this, but maybe one or the other. So I'm into it.
It would just add increased value, and I think up the ante for people to buy. Because look, right now, Tropical Freeze is running about $20, so you'd want to give incentive. And heck, I'd even love to see like a Wii U storefront on the eShop to allow us to play some of these. If they're not able to make full retail ports, I think, as we saw with Mario Kart, it can't hurt, right? There's no loss to bringing this over. It only fills out the lineup, and I think you need to balance new releases with some of the past, because you don't want people getting the impression that this is just a carryover machine. But I think that's already been established with the release schedule. In the first year, getting Super Mario Odyssey, getting Xenoblade 2, getting Fire Emblem Warriors, that has helped establish the Switch as like, okay, this is the next step for Nintendo. But Retro Studios may or may not be working on a new DK, so if they're not, I'd love to see Donkey Kong get the love he deserves. And Tropical Freeze is a very tough game. It goes back to Bayonetta 2 as being a real gamer's game for the challenge that's there. And plus, platformers deserve this. We had some recent examples like Yooka-Laylee, which is coming to Switch, but frankly, I don't think that one translates anywhere near as well as the recent Kong capers. So give us the Tropical Freeze, give us the Returns, or just give us a new one, Retro. But either way, I need some DK love on my Switch. And at number 1, Super Smash Bros. Wii U Deluxe 4, now on Switch. Whatever it would be called, we love to battle it out on Switch. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is so fun, local multiplayer, so much fun online, and what better Nintendo multiplayer title than Smash to continue that craze. Inevitably, they will work on a new Smash Bros. For Switch, but in the meantime, why not take advantage of all that DLC, all those new amiibo, all of that action, and bring it to the hybrid?
This has to be an E3 announcement, right? I really think it happens. Why don't you do it? Especially now, just you see the success and that people are willing to either A, buy your game again, or B, play it for the first time because they didn't play it the first time with Mario Maker. Fastest selling Mario Kart ever was a port. So that's not going to dissuade them from making the Smash port. I fully believe it's happening. With all the characters, all the DLC, just like the Mario Kart Deluxe. It's a perfect situation. So Smash is coming, I think. So I'm ready. The game is so good.
And I think I can only imagine like playing 4 or 8 person battles, like 2 people per Switch unit. Like that'd be insane. Like to link up LAN with your friends and just duke it out. And while I do want a new Smash Bros., I would be okay with a deluxe version of the Wii U one, because it was incredibly fun and one of the only games that I played on Wii U and consistently still went back to and played throughout the years.
And they did have Smash on 3DS, but I feel like it lost a little bit of its luster because of the limitations, and here you would not be hamstrung in any way, and you could bring that full-on Smash experience wherever you were, on the go, playing it solo, playing it multiplayer. And look, like of every game on this list, you would be guaranteed big sales, because Smash Brothers is a name that everyone just runs for, right? So even if it was a deluxe version, there are people that skipped out on characters like Bayonetta and Ryu, and you'd be able to invigorate in the same way that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe did. I agree with you, Gabe. I think this thing would be another mega seller. I think Nintendo would be smart to do it at E3 and give it a summer release date, right? Let's not clog up the pipeline or anything like that, but maybe, or even a September, right? Splatoon 2 comes out, let people enjoy that for a while, and then bring them back with Smash 4 Deluxe. I think it's super smart, because we're probably not getting a true sequel for a number of years, so this does nothing except increase the fun and the flexibility of the Switch library, and I personally have no issue with bringing ports over. I think if they are well done, if they are deluxeified, and if they are the fun titles, why not? It doesn't hurt. It would be great. We'd love to see Smash. Plus, I have all those dang amiibo that I need to use. So that is our list for the top 5 Wii U ports we want on Switch. Just running it back: Super Mario Maker, The Wonderful 101, Bayonetta 2, Donkey Kong Double Pack, and Super Smash Brothers. Let us know which of these you want most on Switch and why, and which of them you think just may happen. We're curious to know your input, your take, and what you guys want from the Wii U Switch conversion pipeline. Until that time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video and are ready for more Switch games. Make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest from us here at Switch Force and everything Nintendo Switch. For myself, Jake, and Gabe, until that time, thanks again. Switch Force out.